All right, it's 7:10. All right, let me get my international specs rolling.
Oh, okay. There we go.
International specs rolling. All right, and here we go. Hola, bienvenido al único podcast deportivo que apoyo a los Seahawks anoche. Es algo en blanco y negro con A1 y A Ward. All right, just had to give a little Spanish flair, a little Spanish welcome. I'm working up. I'm on my Duolingo. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
bien deportes.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
coming
there
for
we
that
go.
job. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For sure. Sit next time y'all in Mexico City, send your boy down there. I got y'all. I got you.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
I'm gonna be fluent in about a year, maybe 2 years. I'll
Uh,
be ready.
that's
I can
what's up.
order. I can ask for a ticket to Madrid right now.
Okay, okay. You just got back, right?
Yeah, just got back. Just got back. It was pretty dope. I'll say this: traveling abroad. One, it did make me go, yo, I want to learn Spanish. Like it really did. Like I've taken in college, so that I've taken in high school and when I was in fifth grade, I've taken German and French in my time
Okay.
in my time of schooling. So obviously living in America, I'm pretty sure Spanish is probably the second most spoken language in our country. But like being there, it was an exercise in like being in a space where you don't understand what's being said around you, right? Like living in America, right? If you are not from here, English is your second language or maybe
Right.
third, right? When you first get here, you're hearing all these syllables and words being thrown around. You don't understand what they mean. And so it pushed me to want to start to learn the language. And so that's what I am doing. I'm learning. I know my wife said that potentially there might be a free class I could take at Rockhurst. So yeah, man, you know, I just I want to get fluent. So I might start the show some days, a little Spanish flair,
All right, all right.
How are you, my friend?
Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien.
Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto.
um, Gracias. But I am yeah, yeah, no, I'm doing pretty good, bro. I'm doing pretty good. I am just got back from Philadelphia. So and from what I understand, I mean, and I'm never gonna turn down anything that makes a lot of sense. But
Mhm.
I'm home until February 10th. So that's good. That's a good 6 weeks, no traveling and stuff. So that should be good, man. I'm excited. Got a big battle coming up. Big for me, just because it's in Kansas City, January 20th here in
Mm,
Kansas City.
for
So
sure.
that's really exciting. So that'll be promoted a lot here in the next 3 weeks. Shout out to that guy. Shout out to the platform. Um, Big event. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, just looking forward to the holidays, spending time with family, friends, and hopefully getting through them safe and without overdraft fees.
So,
Yeah.
I had my mind ready for the next part, and that that cracks me up. So this battle it's been announced, right? Like it's the one
Yeah.
that's happening in Kansas. So
Yep.
I happened to put Gwitty the album into the English to Spanish translator,
Oh
and
yeah.
it said, and here's what the translation is: Ingenioso el
Elbow.
album,
Oh, so he
ingenioso,
still has
ingenioso
the
el
word
album.
still has the word bum in it in Spanish too, right? All right. Just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that he is bilingually a bum.
That's hilarious. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Oh, my bad. I didn't see. Shout out to 83 in the building. I didn't, perpetual
Pause.
hater,
First off,
perpetual.
pause. First off, pause. Come on, 83. Come on, 83. Pause. We'll pause that one.
And he says, I mean, listen, if you want a battle war at City of Truth, I'll make sure I'm there for that. I'll be in the service that day.
Nah, because I owe him a performance, and he's just getting a poem. He's not getting the whole battle. You know, he's only getting a spoken word piece.
That's hilarious. That's
Mhm.
hilarious. Yeah, even somebody else agreed. They said pause too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But yo, I have it. Let me get the full introduction. We thank you guys for tuning in. You can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice, searching for It's a Black and White Thing or Brains and Bars. You can also check us out. We're live right now on YouTube. You can check us out by searching Brains and Bars there as well, all one word. And you can also follow us on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram by searching Brains and Bars. All right, so first, we got some sports lined up, but before we get into that, I want to get into the bar side of things. You had a battle that took place a couple of weekends ago, in New York. Shout out to iBattle. Let me say this about iBattle as we talk about your time there this couple of weekends ago. iBattle to me, has solidified itself as one of the majors in this sport. I know people may not consider them to be on the same level as a URL or a King of the Dot, but they are consistently throwing cards. They're consistently it's a fun atmosphere. It's a dope atmosphere. People are there to listen to bars, react to bars, and have a good time. A fun-loving crowd, man. Shout out to Lex. Shout out to everything that he's built there through the app, through the different, I don't know all the different the groups, the High Tide, the Water, so on and so forth. And he's also built a roster of names. You think about the Kangs, you think about the homeschools, you think about I almost said Eunice, excuse me. Think about Oppas. Real sick. I know Anderson Burris. Like you think about all Dunch, yes, all these Mulips, all these different names that have come through there, that have built their names up through there, rebuttal that. I know Sean Gata is now affiliated with the brand, which I'm very happy to see, because Sean Gata, I feel like, is someone who deserves more plates and more opportunities. And so shout out to him for putting on. And so, yes, Lex, thank you. Thank you for what you do for the culture. Thank you for putting on dope battles and matches all year long. Check out iBattle. If you don't have the app, download the app. It's $25 a month. Or they have a yearly option if you want to, just say, look, I don't want to have to worry about the yearly option. Subscribe to them, subscribe to their YouTube channel, all that. So with that being said, Cvlture 6 went down a couple of weekends ago. You versus Oppa, man. Just kind of give a quick recap of how you think that weekend and that battle went.
Yeah, first off, that weekend was jam-packed with events. On Friday, we had Chrome, Cancel Christmas. On Saturday, we had Queen of the Ring. I think it was Panic Room.
Panic Room. I forget what number
7, I believe, or something like that. We had iBattle Cvlture, and then we had URL's Homecoming too, And honestly, not a huge surprise to someone like myself, but should be a surprise to the battle rap community, is that iBattle's event was the best from top to bottom event from that whole weekend.
For sure.
So when you're competing with, Chrome, URL, Queen of the Ring, that's something to be said about, how they run their events, the talent level that they have, and the names that they're able to kind of get in there. Man, they're guys, and I call them their guys, but the guys that frequent on iBattle, at this event, we're going up against guys that are the best in the world. You had myself, you had JC, you had Rum Nitty, you had Danny Myers, and you had Tay Rock. You know what I mean? Like that starting five is a top 10 or 15 battlers in the world,
right,
going up against these iBattle guys who, are very formidable opponents, got a chip on their shoulder, know how to write, know how to perform. And it's in a habitat that they've built, you know what I mean? Like a platform and a culture and fans and everything that they've built. And it's like it's a home game to them, but it's also well-deserved. So, when you're looking at the battles that happened throughout that night, there's a lot of good battles. There was a lot of really good battles. But then when you got down to those last five, when you had Death the Kid versus JC, when you had Los Preem versus Danny Myers, CJA versus Rum Nitty, Fibo versus Tay Rock, and then Oppa versus myself, like, man, they all did their numbers. They really, really all did their numbers. And we put on a 5 battles of high performance, high bars, delivery, everything, And also the great thing was, like, man, Lex Luthor's one of those guys who he sends out the itinerary to me ahead of time. And he says, these 3 battles go on at 5 o'clock. These 3 battles go on at 6 o'clock. These 3 go on at 7. These, you know what I mean? And give or take 10 or 15 minutes, it happens that way, and he pushes through them, and that's just a testament to, his work ethic and just what he wants event that he wants to, put on for people that are paying and coming out. So yes, the event was amazing. Great event. And then my opponent Oppa was just as good as what I thought he would be, and I didn't didn't sleep on him, didn't ever, think about going in there into that type of environment and giving any kind of half effort or anything like that. So we had a great time. We had a great battle. I felt like I got the first 2 rounds clear, and then I think that the third can be debated. And I think, probably in the building, most people that text me had me winning 2-1 with him edging the third or whatever. But for the most part, we went last, and to be able to anchor down that event and put on a high performance after people being there for 5-6 hours, and having performances like Nitty, CJA, Los Prime, those guys, it was really just a testament to how good Oppa is and how good I am as well. So.
For sure. And let me also plug, I believe they have the pay-per-view if you want to still check it out on Caffeine as well. So like if you are a URL enthusiast, if you want to check out, again, Nitty, yourself, Danny Myers, Tay-Rock.
Yeah, and forgive me because low-key the battle of the night I just totally skipped with Soul Khan and
Homeschool. Yeah.
And I don't want, that's 6 right there. Just and you still, I think they had 6 more too that were very good,
For sure. I know. I mean, just from that weekend, I know Los Prime had. I know people feel like he had a standout performance versus Danny Myers. You told me to go check out Homeschool and Soul Khan. I haven't had the opportunity yet. And again, like I've watched parts of CJA and Nitty. The Idol, Not Stand Still from CJA. Like I saw that online. I was like, salute. Like that was dope.
That man, Mitty told him, he said something like, they're going to be RIP shirts, hot off the press like a car lighter. Hot off the press like a car lighter is crazy to me.
Crazy.
Like, how you think of that stuff, bro?
And it's a simple thing. Like it's not like that's like a super layered, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like it's hot off the press, like a man. Crazy.
It doesn't just that was probably like one of the little punches, you know what I mean? But he just says stuff like that all the time. And CJA was so good too, man. So,
but shout out to iBattle, man. Y'all go check that out. Check out that event.
I believe you can go get the VOD on Caffeine. I believe
yes,
so.
that's why I brought it up. Yeah. Yes, you can go get the VOD on Caffeine. I don't know I know sometimes also if you get the iBattle app, they will also have certain battles that you can also purchase on their app on the VOD. But yes, you can go to Caffeine, get the VOD. That's why I wanted to throw that out there. There's another avenue just in case you don't have the iBattle app. Maybe you don't have the space for the iBattle app. If you have Caffeine, you're already halfway there. Check out iBattle, get the VOD, check out all of those battles. All right, so let's spin it forward one more week or this past weekend. You were in Philly for Drop Your Location. That card went down. Obviously, you were there to support Loso. That battle did not happen due to Mike P being under the weather. Trust me, I understand 100%.
Me too.
And so your experience at the Trenches, because this is your first time being at a Trenches event. Your experience being at the Trenches.
First off, it's in the trenches. It's not one of those. It's not one of those that just slaps the name on there. You know what I mean? And it's just like this is what we're going to call ourselves. I'm not sure exactly where it was at in Philly, but I just know that the Uber driver dropped us off. And, normally when you get dropped off at a battle rap event, like you can see like a parking lot full of cars, or you can see like a bunch of people outside smoking, or you just see 2 guys over there sparring. So you're just like, you get out the Uber and you're like, oh, bet, that's where I go, a few more steps and I'm home. When we got dropped off, like it was just pitch black and it was just abandoned warehouses and a Burger King across the street that was trying to communicate to people to try their new melt. But I think the L had fallen off and it was just like new Mets or something like that. Yeah. And so I'm like walking down the sidewalk because there was no numbers on any of the warehouses. So he just let us off like at the red light. So I'm walking down the sidewalk for probably like just about a minute, which, a minute in an area that you don't know where you're at. 60 seconds is a long time. And as we're walking one way, another car is coming another way. They rolled down their window and they was like, I think they said, you lost or something like that or whatever. We just kind of looked and then we seen 2 people across the street and they were just like, yo, is that A Ward? Is that Los? I was like, okay, cool. They were like, hey, they said, go to the light, take a left. if you get to the graveyard, you went too far. But before the graveyard, go down the alley, and then you'll see somebody that'll show you where the warehouse is. I said, well, all right then. We walk back down. Sure enough, light, go left, boom, alley, boom, complete graveyard. Like, and you're right by the graveyard. There's just an SUV with the headlights on, rolls down its window. You for the battle? Yeah. Go all the way down to the end, whatever. So, but as I'm walking down, I'm like, yo, like the aesthetic here is pretty cool. Like, I know Avocado does a great job with like, what he's able to get B-roll wise and, everything. And I'm like, yo, this is really this is really kind of like a Trenches type environment, When we got there, it's just a big warehouse. It's huge, it's massive. So, there's probably 200, 250 people in there in attendance.
Yeah.
But, it looks so small because it's just such a huge warehouse. You know what I mean? So I get in there. We got there when I think Kaboom and Riggs were battling. So we didn't see anything before that. And for the most part, honestly, it was one of those events that's a lot like Cancel Christmas when I went to Chrome. And it's like, unless you're up in the crowd, like standing by the host and everything, like you just can't hear. They're not using microphones. A lot's going on. People's voice are not projecting and carrying, and you just can't hear. And I'm just not like, if it's maybe my league or something like that, or Loso's battling, I'm gonna be up there. But I'm not a guy that just stays up there jam packed like sardines. Like, I'm in the back. I'm trying to catch bars, do different things or whatever. But for the most part, it seemed like everybody was enjoying themselves. I could tell you who it seemed like was winning, but I never really was locked into all 3 rounds of any of the battles. And so that's why I came home and I started to watch Easy and John today, so that I could kind of at least know, who I at least had winning for that battle.
So what'd you think? Did you finish the whole battle?
I did not. I finished the first 2 rounds. So, and then it's weird because it was similar. It's similar to like the Verb and me battle in a sense that I think mine and Verb's first 2 rounds are our best rounds, and then the third are probably our weaker rounds in the me and Verb battle. And I think from what I remember in the building was the same. I felt like with Easy and John that they kind of ran out of steam, and it's like their weaker rounds. So even though I do want to watch the third to see who I had winning, because I had it 1-1 going into the third. It's one of those things like I'm not really excited about watching these thirds. So I just remember thinking like, wow, this is a very, very like long and dry round for Easy in the building. And I remember thinking, okay, they're pausing like John a lot right now. Like, I don't know what he said, but they're laughing at and pausing him. And then I remember thinking to myself, he's not really trying to teach a battle rap crowd how to play Never Have I Ever right now, is he? Like, I'm like, I just remember thinking that live, like, no, let's not do this.
So yeah, I'll say this. I won't repeat the line because he said it enough times that I'm pretty sure it's seared in just about everyone's brains who heard it live. But it was talking about Cheeks Raw.
Now, is that from what I've seen on Twitter, that's a battle rapper?
I'm assuming, I don't know if it's a battle rapper. I'm assuming he is a rapper who is renowned in Philly, though, because the whole thing about he had NH, because he starts out by saying that was going in your cheeks raw. There's the line that gets paused into infinity. I will say this before I continue. Shout out to him for persevering, and continuing to say the line until he could finish, because it was a part of a scheme. So he starts out by saying it was going in your cheeks raw. And then he was like, y'all don't say pause here. So I guess maybe I should say NH. Right. Okay. And so I think Reed ends up being a part of the scheme. Right. So he's using all these Philly rappers. Because like the end of the scheme, he incorporates it how like, I think that like the punch is, this is where he Philly from. Right. So he incorporates all these Philly rappers. I think he throws Meek in there. I don't know if he threw AR in there. But he throws a bunch of, not battle rappers, but rappers in there. And it ends up kind of like, this is where he's trying to rep where he feel he's from. Right. And so that's how he set the whole scheme up. So that was the part that gets paused into oblivion.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. So, I mean, to me, the Philly part was a little bit of a payoff. I think sometimes with John, like he goes into these schemes and then the payoff isn't there. It's just a bunch of word association to let you know that, hey, I'm scheming right now, guys.
Right.
And then you end up with a punch. You go, I don't know if that was worth it. I felt like, to me, that particular scheme leading to that punch or where you feel he's from, I thought it was worth it.
Okay, cool.
I felt like I had it John 2-1. I watched it back again yesterday. I watched it back again a second time because I wanted to make in real time. I had John 2-1. I think it's a decent battle. I think it has replay value. I had John in the first, Easy in the second, John edge in the third. Or actually, I had John kind of getting third clear. I had him edge in the first. So like anybody who has Easy 2-1, I'm not mad at that. I don't think it's a 30 either way. Like I said, it's a decent battle. And if you would like to check that battle out and all the battles that took place, it's on Drop Your Location. Go to rapgrid.com. If you don't have an account, create an account. VOD is probably $50. Get the VOD. You can check out with that $50. You can check out John versus Easy and every battle that took place on that card. I know a couple of standouts for performances from that. People really like Zan versus Cashflow Rizzy. She has like a little Philly flow AMG mode. She goes into. I'm trying to think. People really enjoy Bill Collector versus Bad News. Trying to think. People like. I saw some good compliments of Riggs' performance versus Kaboom. Trying to think. Is there any
Clone and E-Mess was there?
Clone, yeah. So there are some performances on there you need to check out. I think John's first. I feel like John starts his first off really strong. I don't know if that was a pre-buttle. Where he starts out about the audio footage, Patty Patty's the chopped cheese. Yeah. I'm not here to, cop please or whatever. I like that intro from him. I thought that was pretty dope. The Chipotle, not Cheesecake Factory bar from Easy, super dope. Like I said, go check it out, man. It was a good battle. I didn't get a chance to watch all the event because this event took place on Saturday, right?
Yes.
I was sick. I have been sick since Friday. So
I didn't get back from Mexico.
I got back from Mexico the prior Monday. So I got back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, fine. Friday, I've been kind of down ever since. So Saturday I didn't even purchase the event. And then even when I purchased, I wasn't paying attention to the main event because I was just kind of in and out. So go check that out, rapgrid.com. It's on there.
If you think if $50 is too much for you, since Easy bootlegged my event with Geechee, you could just cash at me $25 and I'll get you to log in. So just shoot IMA Ward $25 and I'll get you the bootlegs. So
that's hilarious. But let's get it.